everyone, and good Thursday morning. I don't know about you, but having trouble warming up this morning after what has been the coldest morning yet this season. Yesterday was the coldest up to that point, but today was a handful of degrees colder. Temperatures, in fact, were in the mid 20s in a few locations this morning. Taking a look at some of our low temperatures, we dropped down to 24 here in Fargo, definitely the coolest yet this season, and one of the coolest on the map, tied with Sisseton, South Dakota, 24 degrees. Aberdeen as well, 25 in Grand Forks this morning, 25 in Jamestown and Cavalier. Little bit warmer temperatures for low temperatures in places like Baudette and Waskish, where we were in the mid 30s. That was thanks to a little bit of cloud cover. The fog has also burned out. As you can see on our sky cam behind me, we have got blue skies, lots of sunshine. This was a very murky scene just a couple of hours ago. Some places are still seeing some lingering fog, though. Here's a look at our visibility. There has been a lot of improvement, even just the last hour or two. Fargo, we're up to 10 miles now. We were hovering around a quarter mile this morning. 5 miles in Grand Forks and Langdon, a mile and a half in parts of the Northern Valley. Now, notice Moorhead at the airport still indicating a half-mile visibility. 5 miles in Elbow Lake, 0 visibility being reported at this time in Crookston. So we are still seeing pockets of dense fog. Meanwhile, temperatures right now are on the cooler side, but no longer seeing any 20s. Most areas, in fact, are above freezing. We're below freezing still in Hellock at 30 degrees, 38 in Baudette, 35 in Fargo, and Jamestown, 33 in Grand Forks. Looking at what we can expect this afternoon, a lot more sunshine. So some good news there for folks who are maybe missing out on some vitamin D over the last couple of days. Temperatures will be close to 50 this afternoon as well. So slightly below average by maybe a degree or two, fairly close to average for this time of year. Grand Forks expecting some mid 40s and light winds across the board. Going to feel pretty nice out there with the help of the sunshine, but changes are on the way. Listen up for the weekend. Saturday is going to be the warmer day. You can expect 66 degrees in Fargo. In fact, a lot of 60s across the valley with mostly sunny skies. But there will be some wind out of the southeast, gusting about 25 to 30 miles per hour. Could see some locally higher gusts. But Sunday, we see the wind pick up even more and cloud cover really build during the day. So mostly cloudy, gusts over 35 miles per hour, potentially up to 40 miles per hour, not out of the question. And rain arrives late. That is our next weather maker, our next first alert. So we have given that first alert for Monday because it's going to be soggy in a few areas, which is some unwelcome news for the fall harvest. Let's take a look at that hour by hour forecast here. Sunday night, we'll see some wind out of the southeast and a couple of spotty showers, but the rain really starts to move in overnight Sunday into Monday morning. So this is now about 6 a.m. This model showing rain across the central third of our region, we'll call it. And watch what happens over the daytime hours. The rain lingers and becomes a little bit more widespread in a few areas and still breezy as well. Those winds out of the southeast all weekend long and into Monday. Drive time into the dinner time hour on Monday, still seeing some areas of steady rain. That continues overnight into Tuesday morning. This is now ahead of your Tuesday morning commute. Some areas will still see southeasterly wind, while others see northwesterly wind. So we're going to see that wind shift throughout the day Tuesday, but rain is going to be sticking around, gradually working its way from the west to the east during the afternoon and evening of your Tuesday. And that wind picks up, going to be gusty on Tuesday too. So a lot more wind in the forecast and some rain. How much rain can we anticipate? Here is the latest. Of course, this is still likely to shift a little bit as we get a little bit closer, but latest indications show that a handful of areas could see 1 to 2 inches of rainfall from the Sisseton Hills all the way up north of Winnipeg. So this yellow shading, that's 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. Of course, still too early to pinpoint where the heaviest rainfall will occur, but looking to be soggy. And as I mentioned, not good as we head into the continued fall harvest season. I'd love to hear how your harvest is going, if it has been impacted by some of the rainy weather that we've had lately. Halloween, also spooky, right around the corner. Here's an early preview. Next Friday, temperatures be in the 40s, looking to be a little bit breezy as the system will move through the northern plains. We might have a slight chance of some rain. Not all of our forecast models picking up on that, but since some are, wanted to give you that heads up. Now, looking at your full planning forecast, putting it all together here quick for you, we can expect some nice temperatures all the way through the weekend, but a lot more wind. Today will feature the least amount of wind for about the next 7, 8, 9 days potentially. Gustiest winds on Sunday, still windy Monday. Now, temperature-wise, Monday still looking okay. We'll start near 50 degrees and then likely remain in the 50s. Temperature's not going to budge too much with the cloud cover and with the rain. Tuesday, 49, our forecast in Fargo, but some areas with that wind shift could see temperatures falling throughout the day on Tuesday. So we'll be watching out for those temperature changes. Then, by the middle of the week, temperatures in the upper 40s, low 50s, Halloween looking good in the 40s. And the first couple of days of November, we might actually see temperatures warming back above average, looking at 53 for November 2nd. Of course, that's still about a week and a half away. Things will change by then. So stay tuned for the latest forecast updates. I hope you all have a wonderful Thursday. Meteorologist Lisa Green is on vacation for a few days. So I'll be back here and on the Valley today, again tomorrow morning and on Monday. Have a good one.